Let me share my screen and show you what I have so far.
And, also, Ruben wants to speak in 1 hour. I told him, like, let's talk in 1 hour, if that's okay.
Yeah, we can do that. You're gonna lead
It'll
the
hardly take
conversation,
15
yeah?
minutes. We can have him here, like both of us can be here in the call.
No, yeah, of course. But I assume you're gonna lead the conversation because you talk with him, you know him.
Oh, you mean lead the conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Perfect. All right. So you see this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I started first writing down these keywords that you shared with me. Connection. Yeah. Wait, what? Okay. Opening, framing authority, connection phase, setting up the vision, defining the gap, impact discussion phase, process bridging, agreement phase, objection handling, closing. Within 30 minutes. It's possible. But yeah, I like these. Okay, so opening. Hey, you can hear me, right?
What is that? What is that 1.43?
I mean,
1.29.
this is because you remember when we had this talk and I recorded it and I put it into a tool that basically takes the voice and put it into text. And apparently it's adding the time frames as well, timestamps as well. So that's why it is. These are the pages of you and I talking.
Okay.
That was from 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it was good. Anyways, so I kind of started from scratch again, you know, with the mindset shift that I had last days. So this we already had, like, okay, the beginning, hey, you can hear me, yeah? Yes, all right, perfect. You see me? My video is visible? Yeah, I mean, probably not even necessary to do. But yeah. Yeah, so welcome today to this meeting. I appreciate you take your time. Before we can have this conversation further, do you mind if I press record? Just we need to record this meeting for quality and training purposes. That's all right with you, yeah? Yeah, oh, perfect. Yeah, so Mike, how's it going out there in the city? Yeah.
Hi.
In the city? Yeah.
Wait. Okay. Speak now.
Hello?
You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Loud, clear.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that was just the introduction, right? Like onto the point where I just turn on the video. That's it. The recording. All right, then I go basically into, hey, Mike, so Mike, how is it going out there in Florida? I saw you got some so I'm gonna check it after, before. If of course, if I don't see any great reviews, I'm not gonna say it, right? But let's say they, for example, have them on Yelp. I might see that, or I might say like, yeah, I got surprised you didn't have any reviews on Google or whatever. Not in a negative way, but like add something positive, and if there's something negative to add, I'll just also put that in, right?
Yeah.
All right, love it. Are you having a fantastic day out there, driving on the road, shaking hands and making people happy with the new roofs? Yeah. All right, perfect.
That's a nice line. I was trying to find out something similar because he says like, I hope you're having the great day of your life, like the best day of your life.
Yeah.
And I want to have an alternative to that.
Yeah, exactly. If it's just this alone is just I don't know. It just doesn't have this impact, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. If someone just says like, "Yeah, I hope you're having a great day," it's like, yeah. I don't know how to say it. I mean, if you and we would meet the first time on a video call, and you ask me, or I ask you, I tell you, like, I hope you're having a great day. Yeah.
I am. Yes.
I'm trying to figure out why is it not why is it not good? Like, I mean, why is this better than having just asking like or saying, "I hope you have a great day so far." Are you having a great day so far?
I think it's just shifting the mindset. Like when you say that, I hope you're having the best day of your life. It's like not really. Maybe that will open up a conversation about what's going bad. So that's giving us more room for conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Or else they will say, I mean, yeah, couldn't be grateful. Like a business owner will say yes. Hopefully, yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the reason I say it is also like, again, talking about pre-framing. People happy with new roofs, right? Shaking hands. It's like it makes it in my head at least, and from everything I have heard, right? Also from Andy Eldred,
Yeah.
it sets the other person up to like a more kind of human, personal talk, if you know what I mean.
Mhm. Yeah. So it should give the idea about them, right? So
Yeah.
I hope that you are having the best day of your life. Driving down to homeowners, shaking hands, and making people happy with new roofs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, it's also it's like a picture, right? I wanna. Andy does it a lot. Like he's talking in pictures and he's saying like using his hands and so on, right? And I think it's really powerful to talk in pictures. So I wanna do that more. And if you just say, "I hope you're having a great day," there's no picture of that, right?
Yeah, exactly. This one
Yeah.
has a good, solid picture. I
Yeah.
hope you're having the best day of your life. Driving out to meet homeowners.
And also, I mean, that's more likely that he will add to that, right? Like if it's not needed, but I mean, it's always good if he adds like one sentence or something, because then he feels like more into the conversation. And it's not just me on the other end talking, right? Like he might say,
Yeah.
yeah, I just finished a job at this and that, blah blah blah, or did we just
Yeah.
repaired this roof, or like something more concrete. Whereas if you say, I hope you're having a good day so far, there's no uh, in how to say, like, it doesn't set him up to go down that road, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's more substance to it, and that there is more relatability. Like he can relate more to it.
Yeah. All right, amazing, Mike. That's one big reason why we are actually sitting across each other today. But before I get into my perspective, tell me, Mike, what made you say yes to this German accent? Like, why did you set aside the time for us to talk today?
Yeah. Okay.
Again, making it more lighthearted, like not, yeah. That's kind of what I want to do well. And also, you can say the Indian accent, right? Then it's right on the table with the Indian. Like, you don't have to hide it, right?
Then he might say like, man, like you, the first Indian I've heard, like you don't sound like an Indian.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And then you can, what we say, DH3, display high value. Do you know this expression?
no.
It's basically short form of like you presenting some form of value. So, for example, if I ask you, or if I tell you, yeah, no, man, you actually sounded like you don't sound Indian at all. Like, I've never met an Indian guy with such a great accent. Then that's more or less an invitation for you to then say, thank you, I appreciate it a lot. I've been working a lot on this the past years, and I have been, a great part of my network is from the US, EHV. I mean, in the sense of its value, right? Big part of my network is from the US. What is associated to that? US versus India. You know what I mean? Like, you're slowly building.
Positioning.
Exactly, you're positioning yourself from the US. And I've had like I don't know, like uh, uh, I really got to like the American culture and way of doing business, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So you have different opportunities there to then position yourself and show value, if you want. That's what we call D3 in game. For example, when like you ask a girl, so yeah, I'm curious. What are you doing? Like what is your job? What are you studying? He's like, yes, isn't that? Ah, cool, interesting. It sounds quite different to what I'm doing. Right now, you're not
What are you
bragging about, yeah, I do this and this and that, but you're saying like it sounds quite different to what I'm doing. Interesting. And she's going to ask you if she's interested, right? Somehow, even just socially to begin with. Okay, so what are you doing? And then you have then you have the permission to say, yeah, I'm building a team of A players where we're having a social marketing agency, and yeah, we're changing the life of US roofers or whatever. I mean, of course, say that with more. I didn't say that with great conviction, too, right? For example, but it's just because I just made it up, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, that was a side tangent, but I think it's still important to connect these dots in your head,
Yeah. No, I understand. It makes sense. It makes sense. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
watched that video today about the psychology video, right? About persuasion, not
What do you think about
persuasion, persuasion. Yeah. I think where we can use it is like in the initial part of the call, in somewhere in the framing part, I can say like, see, positioning plus persuasion. Positioning would be like, see, the reason I'm in this call today with you is to understand what's the impact that we are going to project on each other's life. I have my journey, right? Short and quick and short. My journey, why I'm here, how I came here. The reason I'm sitting here is I want to build an impact. I could have sold the same thing that I was selling, but I did not create impact to like hundreds of people. So right now, how many people are there in your team? 8. That's great because 8 people are looking up to you, and I have like 4 guys looking up to me. So that's like 32 people of, let's say, like on average, 24 family members here and 24, like 16 family members for me. So there's like 50 people looking for up to both of us. And I'm here building an impact for your business so that we can have collective impact in those people's life who are looking up to me. And as long as there is impact, I'm interested in this conversation. Right?
Yeah.
So my goal is not to understand how I can make money, because let me ask you a quick question before we have this conversation any further. Yeah. Let's say we figure out a way to add $300,000 of added revenue in this year in your business.
Mm-hmm.
You would absolutely be okay spending 25 grand to get there, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's a no-brainer. So my goal is not to focus on my 25 grand, is to focus on your 300 grand so that the decision is easier, the room for improvement is faster, and all of the people looking up to us have an amazing, comfortable life. Do you agree with that?
I agree. So you're saying your prices would be 25,000?
I'm saying that we are going to make 300 grand if you can say yes to this opportunity. And unless and until we are not talking about that much of an impact, it's not worth having a 20-minute conversation about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. Like, you position yourself as like someone you care about them, which is true.
Mm-hmm. Of course, there are different ways of doing it, right? This is just one way, and you shouldn't copy paste it, of course. Do it however you feel like you want to do it. And
no, this is
yeah. I mean,
this is how I think I can position myself like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't understand the numbers example with 8 times 4 and 50, 40 people looking up, and I didn't get that.
Okay, yeah, I missed one line there. That's the reason. So let's say there's like 8 people in your team, right?
Mm.
So all of them has like their independent families. So there's like 3 people dependent on them, and those people are looking up to you. So directly, indirectly, you are taking care of like 30 people there. So you making more money is going to impact 30 people's life and for the year, their dreams, their goals, their ambitions, their desires. And same for me. There's like 16 people, 16 family members. I consider them my family members as well. So they're looking up to me. So me and you here are the least important people right now because we are looking at a bigger picture. And my goal is to find out what exact number are you having in mind, because I'm sure you are a leader and that's the reason you have been building this business up so far. So I'm sure you have a goal for this year. And if you say no to that, then there's no conversation here. If you have a goal, we figure out the exact number that you want to hit and how far away you are if there is a gap. If there is a gap and I can align myself to that goal, then all of the people that is looking up to us can have a comfortable life, and we can make a big like impact and a bigger purpose, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. All right.
And that's a mindset I'm looking forward to.
Sorry, what did you say?
That's a mindset I want to take forward. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
how does that
Do
sound?
you write these things down for yourself already or no?
I've practiced it. When I start writing it down, I cannot write down. Let's say I write it down, right, and then I
Mm.
read it. It doesn't have that impact. But when I say it and I make it up while I'm speaking, it's so much different.
I mean, that's why it's good to have these conversations recorded and then you write down what you said.
Yeah.
Again, just because you write it down doesn't mean you have to sit there on the sales call with the script and read it. Right? I'm not going to do that anyways.
No,
Then it's
I
not-
think that's the reason I'm saying first we have discussions like this and we cut out the parts that's important, and then we write that down and learn that so that we
Yeah.
can repeat the same part over and over again with impact.
All right, let me continue. Blah, 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 to talk today. Okay, blah blah blah. So now, okay, Mike. The reason we are here talking today is not just because I know I can and I will get you 3 more roof replacement jobs every single month from now on if we say yes to each other, right? That's not the reason. The reason is much bigger. I want you to know I come from a background where I was sitting my ass off in front of a computer, right, all day. And over the years, I got so much respect for people like you who go out there and risk their life every single day on top of the roofs, right, to make people's life, to make your customers happy and have them have a safe home, right? That's really respectable. That's number one. Number two, how long exactly have you been doing this, Mike, actually? It says on BBB that you have been in business for 5 years, but I don't really trust these numbers. So how long have you been in business? 3 years. Okay. Yeah, see, 3 years, 7 years, whatever. 7 years. That's impressive, man. You obviously have a great reputation and word of mouth running for you. Or else you wouldn't be here in the roofing business anymore, right? So first of all, congratulations for that. I really respect that. And I know it must have been hard the first few years, right, of starting the business. So I don't know about you, Mike, but for me, business means 2 things especially. First and foremost, 1, freedom, and 2, safety for my family, kids. I mean, for me, my future kids, right? I don't know about you. Do you have a kids, a wife? Okay, cool. Yeah. So look, your wife and your kids, they're obviously looking up to you, right? And my job, Mike, is to get you to the next level together so that you got an extra source of income from people who don't know you already, meaning at the end of the day, an extra source of safety for you and your family, right? That's what it comes down to. Can we agree on that's really what we are talking about today?
Mhm.
Right? If
Yeah.
he's hesitant, that means there's not enough trust right now. Value/trust, right? One of these two things.
Yeah.
Or both.
It means like he is not connected yet. He is not here entirely present.
Yeah, I mean, just maybe he's just not trusting me enough yet, right? Or there's, I think it's, I mean, it's either he's not entirely present, which is that's my fault if he's not at this point, because then the way I'm talking is not impactful enough, right?
I had this line. I was talking to Salman earlier, and because he is an extrovert, like he has a big network in India, like with people, likes to talk and understand and make good connections. So I asked him to like his version of initial 2-minute conversation. And he gave me one, this is the one question that I think is going to be impactful. Let's say, where did I write it down? Yeah, so he just asked like, okay, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Can you see me? Yes, okay. All right, so yeah, welcome to this meeting. I appreciate you taking the time. I'm hoping that you are entirely present here, right? You don't have any hurry going anywhere. There's no job spending right now, right? Yeah, we can absolutely have this conversation completely focused here, right? I'm hoping that's
Is he
the case.
using that, or he did that in the past, or?
No, that's how he said it. Like I was kind of a role play, right? I was on the other side, and he said that to me. I think that's gonna give them a conversation, a confirmation that hey, you know what? Just focus here.
You don't have any customer conversation, or you don't have what?
I'm hoping you are entirely present at this moment, right? Something like I'm hoping that you don't have to go anywhere, right? In the next 30 minutes, right? You don't have any hurry. You're not in a hurry. Something like that.
Yeah, you are not in a hurry. The next
Any job spending or any new commitments in the next 30 minutes.
Okay, so I'm hoping, Mike. So first off, you can hear me, yeah? Yeah, you can see me. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so Mike, I'm hoping you have nothing going on right now. You are entirely present. You don't have anywhere to go, and you're not in a hurry the next 30 minutes, right? All right.
Yeah, see.
So before we can have this conversation, before we can start this conversation, do you mind if I hit the record button so I can record it for my team for quality and training purposes? That's no problem, yeah?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So yeah, if he says
Next.
after looking up after this line, meaning extra source of basically the framing of safety, and you know, I mean, we do this for your family. So I ask him, can we agree on that's the reason why we are actually talking today? Yes. If he's hesitant about it, I will say something like, okay, I understand, Mike. I haven't given you any reason yet to trust me. Okay, we get to that. But let's say during our conversation, and because of what I'm about to show you, you trust me that me and my team, we are capable of delivering what I promised to you. Can we then agree that what I just mentioned is the very reason why we are talking today? Can we do that?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
Yeah, it's good enough because at that point of time, yeah, I think we'll understand how committed they are in the conversation.
I mean, the pattern, as I get it, right, it's always the same. If there is hesitance or anything in the room that is unspoken, you need to address it, make something positive of it, and reframe and lead the conversation away from that. Not just that. No, reframe, and then basically get the person to agree under the frame that this has happened, so to speak. So aside from this, like, the classical one, like, I need to ask my wife about it. I don't know. I need to think about it. Okay, aside from, the price is too much. Let's go like that. Price is too high. Okay, Mike. So aside from the price being too high, is there anything else that would hold you back from saying yes to this deal today? Right.
Yeah.
This is the classical one, like the most easy example of this, right? Where you get a objection, and I mean, hesitance is also objection, in my opinion, right? Some sort of.
But then in this case, I think you can ask the question instead of just reframing it entirely. Like instead of agreeing question, you can say, hey, can I be a friend with you, Mike? Yeah. Mike, I think like there's something going on in your mind, like in terms of like you don't relate to me or something like that. I feel like you are hesitant and you're kind of hesitant moving forward with this conversation in this pre-frame. Can you tell me what's going on, like so that I can help you better?
Yeah.
Or maybe can you tell me what's bothering you? Like, is there anything bothering you?
I mean,
But
the danger, or let's, if you want to call it that, of that I see is let's say I'm not correct with my reading, right, of his body language, and it's just his personality. Then it's just unnecessary putting this negative frame out there, if you know what I mean.
then you can say, like, I mean, Mike, it's the first time I'm talking to you as well. I might be totally wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. But it seems like you kind of have some questions going on in your mind from like talking to me about our team. Is there anything that's bothering you? Because you seem like you are not entirely convinced the fact that we can absolutely help you, and this conversation is something to look forward to. Is it the case? Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's the first time I'm talking to you face to face, so I might be wrong.
I might be completely wrong, but correct me.
I might be completely
if I
wrong.
am.
If so, tell me. But it seems like, no, not but. It seems like I got the feeling that you are not.
No. It seems like something's bothering you, or you're not completely, or you're not entirely convinced that we are the right people to have this conversation with. It seems like something is bothering you, or yeah, something's bothering you, or something.
I mean, bothering is a strong word, right?
We have this recording as well, right? So you can just
Yeah. I wouldn't say bothering. I mean, I just ask him. I just get to the next level. I don't know about if bothering is the right word.
So then maybe it seems like you're not. There's something that's bothering He's just hesitant.
that you're
Right?
not on board with or something? Fully on board with?
You're not entirely convinced that this is a conversation. This conversation is beneficial to your business. No, because that doesn't
No.
make sense. Because he's gonna be anyways. We need time to get him there. Oh, what was the question earlier? What
I mean,
question
the
are we?
question was, okay, so they're obviously, okay, I mean,
Okay, next level
freedom
for
and
family.
safety for the family and kids. I mean, for my future kids, I don't know. Do you have any kids or wife? Blah blah blah. Yeah. So Mike, they're obviously looking up to you, and my job is to get you to the next level, so that you got an extra source of income from people who don't know you already, meaning an extra source of safety, safety,
Mm-hmm.
the safety for you and your family, right? Can we agree on that's really what we are talking about today? Now, the situation is he's hesitant about it, right?
No, I think
how
if
would he
he's
hesitate?
hesitant at that point, if after this question he's hesitant, then I would not address that instantly. You can just have a couple more questions and then say, "Hey, Mike, can I be totally upfront? I might be completely wrong, but this is the first time in having conversation with you. But it seems like you're not totally relating to my questions or my my point of view entirely, because the way I approach this is I want impact to be there. I'm looking forward to blah blah blah, whatever is the fact that
Mm-hmm.
is it something that you don't align yourself with, or maybe there's a totally different reason you are in business. Let's get that.
But it's important that he says yes to this question.
He might be having a different reason. Some people are in business because just they don't care about anything else. They have a bad past, and then they just want to do good for themselves. And they're like, I
Okay,
don't.
so let's say he is hesitant at this point. Like you would just not address that at all, or what? At this point?
At this point, no, he doesn't have to be agreeing with everything. He might be skeptical that okay, this guy with a someone called me up, and then with this big talks, he's telling me that he's gonna care for my family. Okay, let's see what's his thought.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, what next? What next? Like that.
Yeah, I see. Okay, let me-
So I think at this point, it's too much to dig deep into. It's not enough.
Yeah.
2-3 questions in, he's still hesitant. You can say, Mike, I got to stop it right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like you're not entirely aligned with my point of view. There might be a totally different reason why you are in business with. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
But yeah, as you say, it's probably not needed at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tricky thing, like when should you start reframing things and when should and like pointing out and when should you not, this is something
That's the reason I say that I don't like to write it down first, because it doesn't align with human interaction. When let's say what we need to do is, you write down the specific parts and the basic framings, like what exactly you will say to frame, objection handling, and then these are parts that you can align yourself and play around with. And then we hop on a call, like have a role play, and you can see how the flow goes, how the feeling is. We can give feedbacks to each other. That's the best way.
Yeah. Okay, let me just finish this quickly and then I'm gonna. Yeah. So, okay, let's say he says yes to it or is hesitant, whatever. Okay, so perfect. So now I shared with you my perspective. I'm curious to hear your background, Mike. Why roofing, and what does it mean for you to be a roofer? What does it mean for you to be a roofer? Right, then he's saying about it, and then the next question I would ask is, okay, great. What's your vision? Like, where do you want to take this roofing business? Like, what is your personal goal? what is your personal goal, so that I can align myself with that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What is
Yeah.
your personal goal to go from where you are now to where you want to be, so that I can align myself with that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think about these questions? Like, first, I was thinking about to put everything into one question, but then I think it's too much, because also people tend to, I mean, if you ask two questions, people tend to not always answer both questions, right? And then
Yeah, exactly. That's
you
the
have to go
reason.
back to the same question again. It can feel like slightly annoying, right?
Exactly. That's the reason I was thinking, like, how can you say both of these questions together, and then you broke it up. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you think it's all right, these two questions, yeah?
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah. So
see, what I would say is, like, just sorry to break your flow there,
no, it's fine.
but what I would say is, like, see, like, we have to. There are some objectives that we have to take care of before we go to the pitch, and finding the gap and finding the goal, like where they want to reach, where they are at, right, and how likely they are going to reach there, if they go the same rate. There will always be something that they will lack, and that gap is us to fill. Ours to
Yeah.
fill. So unless and until there is not going to be a specific time that you can dig deep into. There will be some people who will open up faster. Some people will
Yeah.
miss the point. Then you have to just pull them up back again and dig deeper. There's no specific way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's the thing. Like, you have to always adjust it, of course. But yeah, the roadmap is clear, right? Then of course it's gonna change. Sometimes you can jump over one thing. Sometimes you have to dig a bit deeper into that. Yeah. Um, okay, so this is basically what I consider the first maybe 7 minutes.
Okay.
What,
That
what do
you
you
can
think?
say that as the connection phase, right? Connection phase and setting up the vision at that
That's
part.
basically up to the connection phase and setting up the vision. Yeah, that's up to this point.
Yeah, I would say, like, it should be 10 minutes to get this part. Or you think 7 minutes is enough?
I mean, now you also have to talk about the gap, right? Like, now you have to talk. Okay, what are we talking about? I told you about the 3 roof replacement. What would that mean for you? Not just for this next month, but let's say we would have a partnership for at least 6 months. Let's say, what would that mean for you, right? In terms of how much value would that mean for your business? Okay, and how do you see this being? Would that be like having a bit of an impact? Would it just be like a nice addendum? Like a nice what is it called? Nice thing to have, or would it like
Yeah.
actually? I don't know. Like, uh,
It'll have some extra impact. Like, there is going to be a solid impact of if we get there.
no. Okay, so defining the gap, impact, discussion phase is. I mean, that's basically the same, right? Like, not the same, but it's
Not the same. Not the same.
no, but it's following it, right? Like, you define the gap,
I
and then
mean,
the gap implies the impact, basically.
yeah, within that discussion, yes.
Yeah. So now, okay, so now Mike, I'm happy we got these numbers down. So just to be clear, what we are looking at is we're talking about this partnership, right? We want to have this going on for, let's say, at least 4 months. Better would be 6, right, for both of us. Now the numbers we are aiming to, the goal that we just set is basically is to hit, let's say, 240,000 in the next 6 months, right? Okay. And you told me this will be having a great impact on you, blah, 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 blah. You basically repeat what he said. All right. Now, of course, before we can we can shake hands, or before we can agree that this is the way we want to go, I have to show you like the method, right? I want to show let me show you the method how we would actually do that. And if you then tell me, look, man, I'm not on board with this way of doing it, it's totally fine, right? Like, but then we cannot hit the goal, like something like that. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point of time, let's say we have defined the gap, we have a number in place, and then I think there's also a question in mind. I'm not sure if the process bridging is going to be after the agreement phase.
The process
maybe we
bridging
have
is
to
what I
add-
just did, right? Like basically summing up, okay, this is what we got to, this is the gap we established. So now let me show you the actual process of how we're gonna do this.
Yeah, but before that, I think let's say we have the gap identified at $300,000. Let's say, okay, 240 grand. That's what we have to hit in the next 6 months. And that's like what? 20 jobs in the next 6 months. So on average, there's like three jobs every month. That's what you need. So now the thing is that let's say because we have not yet discussed what exactly they're gonna need to do. They need to do, right? So before we share that, okay, the money, the investments, if we are to hit 240 grand, now you're a business owner, like let's talk about like we have to discuss the commission as well, like what percentage works best for you and I as well. So now the most important question that I would like to ask you before I can even show you how the process works is like, as a business owner, you know that investments is what gets us the return on investment. So the ROI that we're looking for is 240 grand. As a business owner with 7 years of experience, what exactly does make sense for you to in terms of number of investment? How much would you be okay with investing in total? How much would you be okay with investing in order to get 240 grand out as a revenue, right?
Mhm.
So that we can figure out what percentage we can work both for us.
Yeah.
So now that question will give them the option to say, okay, 240 grand, 10% works good for me. Because 24 grand, no problem. Or maybe 20 grand, no problem. Okay. So 20 grand in the next 6 months is a little bit over $3,000 a month of investment. Right?
Mhm.
So that's the way that then we can say, okay, you know what? This is the process. You have to take care of this. Facebook ads is gonna go and $50 a day, 1,500 for the month, and we're gonna take like 5%, 70%, and so that's gonna be
So
exactly
what I suggest,
3,000.
Mike, at this point is actually you tell me 30,000, right? That would be something you would be willing to invest. I wanna let's say we start with what I suggest is we start with the 10% commission rate, and we're not gonna do like 30,000 in 6 months. That would be 5,000 a month, right? We're gonna let's say we start with 2,000, right? We start with 2,000, and once we actually we hit the numbers, we can always, of course, talk about this and further how to say increase investment, of course, because once we show you the results, if you once we have the results, right, you see them, you see them on your bank account. That's where, of course, if you want to invest more, you can totally do that, and that will lead to more jobs, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also in that case, what happens is like 240 grand, if that's the anchor point, that's what they are looking forward to, then they set up your $500 and $50 a day to start. That's nothing, right? $550 to get started. It's nothing. So it becomes a very small number.
Yeah. Okay, so what I would do then at this point, after the bridging, is this.
I think it's before bridging, right?
What?
Process bridging, as in like what I meant is we share the process, how we do it. But before how we do it, we need to make them agree to what's the number of amount of investment that they're okay with.
Okay, I mean, for me, process bridging is before the process, so that's exactly what
Okay,
you said.
okay.
And I mean,
Okay.
yeah, like technically you would have to have another point saying basically the process or the method, right? Presenting the
Okay.
process. Okay.
Process
All right,
bridging.
so-
I think we should
Mhm.
just one last thing. Just I think we should name it like something like investment, pre-framing the investment. So I want them to say what number is okay with them.
Mm-hmm. And then the process.
Process, yes.
Yeah. So okay. So now that we got this mic, I just want to quickly pull out a little. So I don't want to show the whole presentation, right? I just want to. Okay, I have this. I just want to quickly pull up, share my screen with you. This is a presentation. We're not gonna go through all of it because we already discussed most of it. What is the most important point for us is the method, and the point I'm not sure about here is should I just literally just jump to this method and not even show the other stuff?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think if we are doing it this way, the way that we have prepared, then we have already found the important things. We have connected with him. Then we can just show them the method, the method, this page.
So you would just open the this page and just show this page, yeah, or from this page on.
Yeah, or maybe you can also add the testimonial, like, okay, this is what we have achieved, and this is what we're working with right now. But this is the method that we use. So 3 slides only, and this is the method, and that's it.
I mean, the testimonial is in go high level, so yeah. Okay.
We can
so
take
then,
a screenshot.
yeah, let me talk you through the method, right? Of course, it's important for you to know exactly how we would achieve this with you. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, then we go into okay, now that you know the method, let me go through the worst case and the best case scenario, right? The worst case scenario, you get only one roof replacement job in the next 4 weeks with us. Then what we will do is we pause the apps and we keep following up on all the leads that were coming in until that point, until you close 2 more. That's the worst case. Now the best case scenario is you get 3 roof replacement jobs, or even more, right, in the 4 weeks, and we keep following up, and hopefully, of course, we're gonna close 1 more at least. I mean, I don't like the wording hoping, I guess. I think so.
You can remove that. Oh, well, just a minute. Can we have Ruben in? No.
Sure. Wait. Okay.
I think it's gonna take like 10 minutes, 15 minutes at max.
Yeah. Yeah. As I said, you just lead the conversation.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sorry for the delay. I don't hear you.
Sorry for the delay from my side as well, and it's okay.
It's all right. I had to take care of some church stuff.
Church?
Church stuff, yeah.
I'm not gonna ask what is it about.
No, it's just my friend talking about stuff, girl stuff.
Expert.
Life would be so much easier if there would just be business, no girls, right? But it would also be half the fun, to be honest. But yeah,
I would say like you should record you speaking with your friends, giving them advice, and you can be a dating coach. On
I mean,
YouTube.
as you know, that was my plan, and I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like one, but I don't know. I like to do it. Right?
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
I like it. I mean, I like giving. I mean, it's the only thing that sucks about it right now. I don't do it in practice really, right? Because I don't have time for it. So I'm just, you know, I don't like to talk about things without doing it myself. You know, I mean, it's not like I never have done it. I have done it a lot, but for the past months, I've done nothing almost, right? So, but yeah. Anyways, let's get to this. What do you wanna? So I think we agree on this part. We agreed on setting up the vision, defining the gap, impact discussion phase, pre-framing the investment. That's what you talked about. Okay, now we showed the method, right?
And then the process, yeah.
Where's it? Where's the fucking document?
Second last.
What? No, not this.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the presentation. Yeah. Cannot do this. Okay. Can you see this now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go to the method. Would you still talk about the worst case and the best case? How it is?
Yeah, I would. Yes.
Okay. Can you kind of let's say you've just I'm Mike. You just told me about the method, right? I'm on board with the method. Tell me how you would go from there.
Okay, so yeah, cool. So Mike, what do you think about this? So let's say we implement this method exactly. Do you have any questions at any point of this, any step of the process that I've shared with you?
No, not exactly. So you take you say I have to take care of the ad budget, right?
It's like, see, we agreed that, okay, the goal for us is to hit 240K in the next 6 months, regardless of how we do it, right? You and me, we are business owners. We're not technical people, so we don't care about how we get there as long as we get there. Right? So you said to me that $20,000 of investment is justifiable for you to get to a point where you are making 240 grand added revenue. Right? So if I divide like 240, so 20,000 by 6 months, that's what the projection for us is. Then it comes down to about like $3,200 a month of investment in total. Right? And so what we do is, what I can say is like, if we can divide the $3,200 investment, and let's say we round it up to $3,500 in total, and without any upfront payment to us, you start by taking care of the ads at $50 a day, right? Not instead of $20,000 of upfront payment, you start with $50 a day budget for the ads and $500 of setup fee to us, right? So we can get started with $550 in total, and over the period of 30 days, next 30 days, you take care of the Facebook ads. And once you get the deals closed, which is what we are projecting, that's when we get the funds in the commission basis, the remaining funds.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
When at this point, I just asked you, so I have to take care of the fund, right? And the budget. And now you came with this whole explanation. Do you think it's necessary to go with a whole explanation again?
Yeah, you're right. should not have done that.
I mean, it's a question. I'm not sure, but I don't. We have talked about it all before, so maybe not. Yeah.
No, I think, yeah, if you say like, yeah, I have to take off the ads, yes. Is that possible for you?
hmm Yeah. I think so. I think that's enough. Okay. So now that we have, okay, now you go on. Let's have a quick look, right? And how would you now go into the worst and the best case?
Okay, so yeah, let's say like, okay, you asked the same question, so I have to take care of the Facebook ads. Yes, you have to take care of the Facebook ads, and that's the only upfront thing that you need to commit with yourself with,
Okay.
right? You absolutely on board with that? Like so far, is there anything that's bothering you, or you're like,
Now you're saying
I'm not
the
sure.
only thing up front, so there's no payment I have to do now. Yeah.
I mean, like apart from the setup fee and the Facebook ad budget, nothing else.
But you just told me
So there
there's no
is
obligation.
I mean, like, see, the way we are talking here right now is we are looking at 240K of that's the goal for me, right? We agreed to that. Does it matter if you're already spending $1,500 for the next 30 days, and I have a team of 4 guys taking care of it? To start something, to start building up a system that's desired to get to 40K of revenue in, is $500 a big deal? If it is, then we should not be having this conversation any further,
hmm No, it's
right?
Yeah.
So it's just something that will give me. It'll help us 2 things. One, you are serious enough to go forward with us. You trust us with the system that I've showed you. And secondly, also it gives me accountability that okay, I have like we have something on the line. I cannot mess it up, and there's no point of error. Right? There's no room for error.
Yeah.
And I have my team to take care of. Like the basic stuff has to be taken care of.
No, so the reason I asked is because you said that's the only upfront payment you have to do. Now, that's not completely right because there's a setup fee as well.
Yeah.
So,
I think we have to frame it better, like in terms of like, okay, see, okay, yeah, I'm talking to you now. What I want to say is, let's say we talk about 240K of added revenue, right? Okay, that's like 20 jobs required with a 15K of a 12K average. 15K average, that's going to be 18 jobs required in the next 6 months,
mhm.
right? So 18 jobs divided by 6 is like 3 jobs a month. That's exactly what we are looking forward to, right? But to hit that number of 240K, the client himself says that okay, I'm okay with investing 22K as long as I have in total I have put 22K from my side and I have got a return of 240K. It's justified for me. Yeah. If it's justified with 22K, now that's the range that we have to play with. 22K of investment in the next 6 months is justifiable. And that's the room we have to play with. So now divide 22,000 with 6. That means like we have a budget of around 3,500 roundabout every month.
No, I mean, I'm completely on board with that. It's
No, so not what I'm trying to say is like somehow you have to convey this message that this is what you have agreed that you can invest every month
Yeah.
to get to that position. And but to get started with this, we don't need $3,000 upfront from you or 20K
yeah, that's
upfront.
what I would do in the message, right? Like when I start doing the message. Okay, so Mike, now let's get to let me explain how we will actually achieve that. Okay, the process starts with actually getting the homeowners in, obviously, right? So we're gonna create the Facebook ads. We're gonna run the Facebook ads. you will have to take care of the budget, of the daily budget, right? You already told me you will be okay with, let's say, an investment of 20,000, or what you said, like in the next 6 months. Now, 20,000 is not needed, right? What is needed is 20,000. If we divide that on a monthly basis in 6 months, that's around a bit over 3,000. Now, from experience, you only need to spend $50 a day on the Facebook ads to have them running and to create these 3 jobs a month. Of course, if you down the line, if you actually have the results on paper and you can see that in the bank account, and then you decide down the line that you want to have more jobs, you can of course increase the ad spend, and we get more jobs for you, right? That's no problem. But for now, I would suggest we start with $50 a day. That's the minimum. Yeah. So we take this budget, we run. The homeowners come in, right? They see the Facebook ad. They are in their mindset. They are like not actively searching, like price shopping for roof replacement jobs. They need to have it done, but it's not like something where they have decided in their head already. This is I need to go out and look for a roofer to get this done, right? So now they see that, they're interested, and they get linked to this external page, the qualifying page, where we ask them specific questions, where you and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna find out these specific questions, so that it makes most sense for your business, right? What type of jobs you wanna, what type of people you wanna attract, and what kind of job you wanna sell at it. So now, from the landing page, from the qualifying page, after they answer these questions, they're going to come into our system where we're going to take care of the whole backend system, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So our sites, does that make sense, Mike? And you are okay with this process, yeah? That's a book, yeah. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, yeah, well, the only part where to convey this, right, the message exactly, it has to hit, right? It has to hit the bullseye. We cannot just say it numbers like here and there and it'll be a fluffy thing. We need to hit with the numbers and make it look like, okay, you are getting a steal, right? You're stealing something, like it's insanely valuable, but to get started, it's costing nothing, right? It's literally nothing to start.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want. So I want them to keep looking at the bigger picture and a bigger number. And then finally, when I say that, okay, this is what we have to get started with. Take us.
I mean, you can compare, like, I don't know, say,
আসতে হবে ঠিক আছে, কত দিতে হবে? আর ওটাতে 500, কোনটা 500, 300, 800 কিউআর কোডটা পাঠিয়ে দে। আমার জন্য এটা অনেস্টি না, হ্যাঁ, ডেলিভারি 40 টাকা আনতে। হ্যাঁ, তো একটা তো নিয়ে আসতে একটু বসে বসে খেতে আমার লাগবে। কিউআর কোডটা পাঠিয়ে দে।
Okay, so I mean, so Mike, yes, now we established you are right here, your goal in the next 6 months is right here, right? Like you want to achieve these 300, what is it? 240K extra revenue within the next 6 months, right? So now let me explain to you how we're going to get you there. As you already expressed before, right? You would be willing to have an investment of, let's say, 20,000. That's what you said, right? To get to that point. Now we are fortunate enough, in this day and age, you don't have to spend 20,000. Okay, back in the days where you have to rely on magazines, radio, and so on, that's more expensive. But we have, in this day and age, we have the technology that we have, which is what we use is Facebook ads, right? That's what we have really good experience with. The reason for that is because we're gonna get the core audience, people that don't know you already, and we're gonna get them at a point where they're not price shopping, right? They have a need, they need a roof replacement job done, but it's not something that they have yet actively been out going searching roofers for. Right? They have not been calling roofers yet. Okay, so now you catch them at this point, and we're gonna create this Facebook ad for you, right? We're gonna create the image, the video, you know, basically representing your company and your name, and you don't have to take care of that, right? We take care of all of that. What you have to take care of is the daily ad budget, right? And that's not, it's not 20,000. Like if you cut down that to a monthly fee, that would be just over 3,000. It's actually enough for you to just spend $50 a month, which means $1,500 as $50 a day. So $1,500 per month to get these 3 roof replacement jobs, right? So 1,500, if you compare that to 20,000, that's not a lot, right? Yeah, something like that.
That's nothing. Yes,
that's nothing, right? Exactly. So, of course, you know, if after some time, once you have the results shown on paper and into your bank account, you might want to have more jobs, which is totally fine. Then we just increase the ad spend on your end, and you get more jobs, right? That's no problem. Like the machinery is running already. So how it works is once homeowners they express they're interested, they see this Facebook ad, they get to this external page that we designed for you, right? We know we have seen, we have tested it out, we know exactly what works, and we're gonna use that for you as well. Where the homeowners they answer a bunch of questions to make sure that they're actually interested, and it's not just someone like randomly just filling out this ad because they don't have a hobby, you know. So then they will come into our backend system where the whole machinery starts running, which means me and my team, we're gonna take care of contacting these homeowners via text messages and also calling them up personally. And if they are ready to buy, we find out again through having this conversation with them, and you know, asking specific questions on your behalf. Once they're ready to buy, we send them over to you. You give the estimate, and from there, once you close the deal, we get paid. Before that, we don't get paid.
exactly. Yeah.
What do you think of this way of like doing the numbers, comparing the?
I think it's good. Of course, we have to like have it written down and practice and make it smooth as possible. But it sounds good enough, you know. It's good enough.
So you would say it's not too much to say that that's really nothing, right? Like actually say it.
Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, you have to say it, right? It is nothing. It is literally nothing. So 250K, the total investment required is 25K, and you get started with $50 right now. $50 right now, and over the period of 30 days, $1,500. Worst case scenario, you don't close the deals because of us. We stop the ads and we wait until you close them, and then we continue from there. So there is no time frame that you have to commit that, okay, within this time, if I don't get, then I lost. No, be a partner. We want the best for you. The revenue goal is the important thing. As long as we don't hit, we keep going.
So you would say this worst case scenario in that within that message slide?
Yeah, I think yes. As I said, like I'm always like not a big fan of having presentations, but when you don't have anything prepared, then presentations help you.
Yeah. Okay, so now we got to that point. And I guess you already talked about the worst case now. All right.
Yeah,
Like
I don't think best case is required.
Huh?
Best case is not required if we have this point of this way of approach. The worst
So you
case
would
is
not-
what holds them.
Okay, so you would not have the slide included, yeah?
Mhm.
So so you would literally just have this one and uh, maybe this
Nothing else to be honest, nothing else.
and this.
There's what I want a page. Sorry, I'm having a chocolate.
No, that's fine. By the way, we have this call at 8 p.m. IST. That means now?
2 minutes. In 2 minutes.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what you want is one page with everything on it, or what?
I was thinking about having like drawn out map, the roadmap, having the goals upward, and then something written down. And compared to that, then I put down, okay, this is the number that we're chasing. This is the investment that we're chasing, right? That's the commitment that you have to put down to. But you don't have to have it from your own pocket. We can get started with as low as $50 plus $500. Get started up, set up, run it, and then make money as we go and get to that point. So it has to be visual representation in one single slide, or maybe a whiteboard, like I can write inside the while having the meeting, with a tab or something.
Yeah, I would prefer to have a slide about it.
Yeah, something like that. Then at least to be able to edit it, right? You can edit it while you are having conversation. Their goal here, place everything properly, and then say, here, that's what we will need to get started, and which will look visually, it will look like nothing. This much investment required, this much, we just get started from with nothing.
Mm-hmm. But can we do this presentation today or what? Like this slide?
Now let's hop on the call with the guys. Then I'll just go and have the function that I told you about. I'll come back 12 IST or maybe 1 a.m. IST. We'll hop on back again, do some role plays, like actual complete role plays. Entire sales call, give some feedback, and then tomorrow we see how exactly it looks like. Maybe we can prepare it. It's not urgent, but let's see the structure, how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess worst case, I just have the 2 slides tomorrow. It doesn't have to be perfect tomorrow. Like this is not the main point. The main point is the conviction and everything before that.
Yeah, the conviction and the structure, like to prepare and identify the vision and the gap.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go on the call now. You gonna do a separate one?
Yeah, I'll end this one because the entire recording is in this one.
Anything we need to discuss before? What do you want?
No, abstract. Abstract. Entirely abstract.
But I mean, improvised, or what does that mean?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm looking for leaders here. If they can't be leaders, it's not fun.
If they can't. Yeah.
If they can't, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
I'll end this one. Send new one.
Yep. You done.